Chris Ercoli here with your Week 1 edition of the HS Game Time Pick'em Show. I'm joined by my esteemed colleague, the prep dog, Mr. John Murphy. John, it was a crazy Week 0. Of course, some wild games. We saw Rancho Verde, the defending CIF champion, go down last week to Elsinore. We also saw Banning take it to town against Hemet 46-0, and that would really be the deciding factor in who won our pick'em game. It was Patrick McDaniel from Beaumont. He was one of the few guys that picked Banning with that 46-0 win. He is our winner. We have our Week 1 prize or Week 0 prize. We are not yet able to announce it, though. We will be able to announce it next week, but don't worry, Mr. McDaniel, you have your prize. You will be in contact with us. Do not worry for a moment. Also, a grand prize at the end of the season, so if you didn't win Week 1, you still have time to win that grand prize. Also, if you haven't had a chance to sign up right here on hsgametime.pe.com, still time to do that. You can still win a prize every week to the top You Pick'em. P-Dog, you weren't quite there this week, but you're back with better than ever, ready to pick again for Week 1. We have plenty of top games. You begin.
Is the prize edible?
No, it is not. It is more of a thing where it's a thing that you attend.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, Week 1, we begin with Centennial and St. Bonnie. Centennial ready to get the season off to a hot start. Who do you like?
That's a tough one. I'm going to go with Centennial. I've had a tendency to pick Centennial over the years, and they haven't let me down too often. They did lose to St. Bonnie's last year, 29-27. But Centennial has some great offensive linemen coming back, and Cameron Hunt and Anthony Juarez, and they've got some great skill kids. St. Bonnie's also does, last week a kid named Ricky Town went to town. I had 3 TD passes. Zach Green had a couple of TD runs, and Nick Rodriguez caught 2 TD passes. So St. Bonaventure, also a very skilled team, but I like Centennial in the trenches to go on the road and get that win.
That is our tiebreaker game this week, so you pick the score on that one right now. Average score, Centennial 32, St. Bonnie 30, so it is close. We have 60% of people taking the Huskies at this moment. Next game, P-Dog, I know it's one that you hold close to your heart. It's the Rev Dominguez game.
Yeah, Dominguez got off to a, shall we say, bit of a rough start, dropping one to St. John Bosco 57-7. Tough start for the Dons. Rev, we know what a great defense they have coming back. They started off 11-0 last year, and they've got the likes of Kylie Fitz, headed for USC. He's back, and Sony Fata, and then a great defensive back in Daniel Gonzalez. Rev started 11-0 last year, lost that tough game to Rancho Cucamonga 9-6, and you know that they would love to get back into the playoffs again this year and see what they can do. I think they can go pretty far.
Now, another Rev matchup, Pep Fernandez from HS Game Time calling Rev's Kylie Fitz, telling him he had a girl's name. Who would you like in that backyard brawl?
Hey, Lynn Swan had a girl's name too, and that worked out pretty well for him. Kylie's going to USC just like Lynn did.
There we go. Next, we have North and Colton, JW North. Not the Steve Madrell-led team, but still the JW North Huskies. They had an impressive season last year. Will they get it off to a hot start once again?
I think they will. This is a game that I happen to have covered last year, and it didn't turn out too well for the Yellow Jackets. They just, were outflanked, and North just had them speed-wise. They had them talent-wise, and I think they will again this year, although I look for improvement from the Yellow Jackets. They've got a couple of kids who can play. Jordan Ahoney. I don't think he's Irish. They've got DeAndre Coleman. They've got a good-looking receiver named Daniel Pugh. But, North, even though Justin Georgie is gone at quarterback, they've got talent all over the place, the likes of Denzel Foster at running back, Joseph Garcia, and then, of course, Marcus Baugh, headed for Ohio State, the big tight end. So you've got to like North in this one.
Very good. Next game, Heritage Rancho Verde, should be an interesting one. Rancho Verde was off to a bit of a rough start, losing to Elsinore last week. On the other hand, Heritage off to a slow start against San Jacinto, but they did come out with an impressive 32-6 win. P-Dog, this looks like a pretty good matchup.
This looks like a very good matchup. Rancho Verde, people expected big things from them again this year, and it all looked good until the fourth quarter when Elsinore just made that tremendous gutsy comeback, and Rancho Verde possibly had some conditioning problems. They had a lot of cramping in the fourth quarter, which obviously hurt them. They had turnovers, a couple of interceptions, a blocked punt, which really hurt. But, they're still talented with Sherlon Jones at quarterback and then DeMaurier Stringfellow catching passes. Heritage also has some talented kids in Jamal Morrow and Limahai Hefo at running back. And then they made like 16 tackles for losses in their win last week. So it really looks like a toss-up game. And I'm going to pick Rancho Verde to bounce back and win this one.
Rancho Verde could be fired up after that shocking loss last week. And finally, last but not least, a team you saw last week, Chaparral, taking on Valley View. Right now we have 98% taking Chaparral.
Yeah, and I guess if there was a chance for an upset here, maybe it would be Valley View. They've got 36 seniors coming back. I saw them against Ike in a scrimmage, and Ike is, possibly an underrated team, has been showing very well early in the season. And Valley View played them almost dead even, except for one long pass by Ike. So Valley View is a very solid team. But Chaparral just looked great last week against Cajon. Very aggressive and fast against the run. They've got a running back, Justin Harris, who gained like almost 200 yards, had 4 touchdowns. They didn't make a lot of mistakes other than some first game penalties. So Chaparral is really looking good, and I like them in this one.
Chaparral better than last year, or too early to tell?
Yeah, I think they're definitely better than last year. They seem very much on track. I don't know that they beat Vista Murrieta out for the Southwestern League title, but it'll be an interesting game.
All right, thank you, P-Dog. Do you know what game you'll be out yet on Friday, or undecided?
I think that's undecided at this point, but we know it'll be a big one.
We know that. That is for sure. Where there's a big game, that's where the P-Dog is. All right, that does it for our Week 1 HS Game Time You Pick'em show. Be sure, if you haven't signed up yet, right here on hsgametime.pe.com, you can compete against Pep, the P-Dog, all the P guys. All right, that does it for our Week 1 edition of the You Pick'em show. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on Friday night.